Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Hopefully I figured out all my audio issues by now, and let's get into it. I've read two dark academia books, and I thought it would be cool to do like a comparison between them, kind of a little bit of a review. The books that I read were If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. Other one that I read is Babel by R.F. Kuang. And obviously, if we're doing a comparison, one's a little bit thicker than the other, but not too bad. They actually both felt like pretty quick reads, although I did listen to Babel on audiobook while I read physically If We Were Villains. But I loved Babel enough to where I had to buy a physical copy to have for my library because I liked it that much. If We Were Villains took place in the late 1990s, and Babel took place in 1828 through 1830s, like 33, about a 4 year span. Both of them talk about like a group of friends, but I would say that If We Were Villains, they felt like more their age versus Babel. And If We Were Villains, it felt more of like that college age, the partying, the drinking, and it seemed like that they were in their early 20s. In in Babel, like if you're thinking of college, unless I'm unless I'm missing something in history, I'm pretty sure that people were still going to college in like their late teens, early 20s, but they felt a lot younger in Babel, although I believe they were supposed to be around late teens, early 20s. But in Babel, it felt like they were more of like, I would say almost preteen at sometimes, and even like mid teenagers, like maybe like 16 years old. And I know that Babel took place in Oxford, so in England, and they can drink and stuff a lot earlier, but it the ages still didn't seem as mature. And I guess you could say in that storyline, Robin and his friends, they were all snatched away from their home countries and sent off to this foreign land to them. So there's a certain innocence that they still were trying to hold on to. There was still, to me, like a little bit of immaturity to be in college at Oxford, but they were still definitely smart. Like you can be a kid and still be smart, but I really didn't get like a young adult vibe, and that could have been because of the narration in the audiobook. I'd have to go back and reread it again in my head, but I don't know if it was corrupted. Like, if am I still gonna think that way? I mostly think it could have been the writing that had them feel younger, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Now, academics wise, like with both of them being dark academia, so you have to think of how much academics are actually in each novel. And both of them did a very good job at portraying the scholarly and uh, the learning process of each of these stories. And If We Were Villains, it's a theater, like they're in a theater college at like a performing arts school, and you go through each class with them. Oh, you learn a little bit about their lessons. They're immersed in their studies. They even quote like different things from Shakespeare plays in the book, and I like that about it. It made you feel like you knew a little bit more about Shakespeare than like your typical what you learn in early high school. Like these people were, they lived and died by Shakespeare, and I like that. And with Babel, it also had a beautiful incorporation of the language and the academics being in a world where the silverworking is king in keeping society running, and these students have to learn these languages and make the match pairs and put the basically the world on their back. It's high stakes. Like both of these novels did a good job, great job at immersing you into the academics. I love that Babel had the like actual text, like the Chinese characters and the like it broke down the language, and even in the audiobook it would they would say the words, and then there would be another narrator that would come in and break down the word. So if you wanted to, you could learn a few words yourself, and it made the whole book really feel like you're reading a or like a real history, although yes, we know it's fantasy. I appreciate both novels with that. If I had to give a point for who did it best, I would have to give it to Babel, although there's so many different Shakespeare plays that I didn't even know exist reference in If We Were Villains. So I don't want to take away from ML Rio, but I have to say that Babel really felt more scholarly if I had to give it a word. Overall, I would recommend both of these books. Now, I would say that if you don't want to be fully feel like you're learning, I guess you could say, if you don't want to feel like you're learning much or like too in depth on a specific topic, or like if you just want to chill and read a book and still have a good plot line, and you want a good dark academia recommendation, I would say If We Were Villains would be your choice. If you don't mind learning a little bit and feeling very scholarly, I know I keep saying that, but it's dark academia to break down. That's why I'm saying it. But if you don't mind feeling like you're learning and you like the like schools of learning, like that type of vibes, like Hogwarts, but a little bit older, I would recommend Babel. If you like both of those, if you like to be chill and you like to learn a little bit, I would say read both of them. I did it. I enjoyed both of them very much. I gave Babel a 5 out of 5 stars, and I gave um, If We Were Villains on Goodreads a 4 out of 5 stars, but I still enjoyed both books. I look forward to what these authors come out with next. Although I don't think it's dark academia, but it's kind of put me on those vibes, and I want to read more dark academia books. I'm not saying I'm obsessed with them now, but I definitely want more of those vibes. I think I might give Night House another try. Yeah. The last time I tried to read Night House, it just kind of like threw you into the book, and like threw you into the world, and I had no idea what was going on. But I think I'll give it another try after reading these, because every book doesn't have to start off with like setting up the plot. So I'll probably give that one another try. I think that's pretty much it. All right. I know that was another quick video. I know I talk really fast. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm going to have to slow down my speech in my next video. But I just wanted to get those out. I really enjoyed these novels. Hope to get back with you guys with another video. And I will see you guys in the next one. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later. Peace.